welcome back to the Calvin Crypto video. I hope you guys are doing well, and today we're back with another banger PulseChain video giving you guys the latest and greatest of crypto news. And today there's a lot of bullish news to cover in the past few days because yes, I haven't made a video. Life got a little bit busy, and right now it is super cold, so I'm nice and cozied up here at night doing some late night research, making a video for you guys. Honestly, what better way to start a weekend? I hope everyone's doing well as well. And yeah, there's a lot of great bullish news that we're going to be covering in PulseChain, especially the main point of this video, which is covering the article from OKX talking about Richard Hart, PulseChain, Hex, and much more. Now, before we jump into this, I want to also cover some smaller wins that we have here in the world of Twitter. A lot of people are engaging new accounts with high follower accounts talking about Hex, talking about PulseChain, and much more. So before, again, we do that, let's quickly check the wider crypto market. What is it doing? Bitcoin here up 1%. Ethereum is up 2.5%, doing really good. We're going to check the ETH-BTC ratio in a second. What's crazy is that we have a Bitcoin price of 111,000. but we're still in the fear and greed index. This shows that there's so much room for growth. Guys, I tell you, and actually I made a tweet about this. I'm going to quickly open this here in a new tab. Let's quickly go to my account. And again, if you haven't followed my Twitter, link in the description. Look at this. Believe it or not, we are in phase 0. Do you understand how bullish, okay, I misspelled this, how bullish this is for crypto, guys? What if I told you we're actually just about to enter the beginning of the bull run? Reason being, and we covered this in the previous video, go watch it. I showed a clip from Enrol talking about how the business cycle is actually what drives this crypto bull to bear cycle, the pendulum swing, the cyclical nature. Guys, we're never going to enter a never-ending bull, okay? No matter what people think. Look at the quantitative easing to quantitative tightening. There's always going to be a time where debt is being monetized. There's always going to be a time where creditors are being monetized. You know, you either incentivize the debtors or you incentivize the debtors or the creditors. You can't be doing both at the same time. Okay? So again, looking at this and then looking at the past cycles that we've had, I put a trace on how long would it take us to reach the top. Right. And yes, it does show that it could take all the way up until mid-2026 to reach the top, which could very likely mark the top of Bitcoin because 3 out of its 3 previous cycles, Bitcoin topped when ISM also topped. Now, this doesn't mean that we're going to see double tops. Okay, I do believe we're going to see a top and then perhaps a correction in between where people are going to think that's it. The bear market has started, but actually it'll do another reversal and it'll create a slightly higher top. And again, I've had someone mention this in the Telegram group chat, which again, it's private. You know, you're just going to have to wait until I open it up again, where this could generate, if I quickly try to create this could generate a cup and handle where we're going to see the first top of Bitcoin, which could be 150K, let's just say, in around, let's say here, end of this year. And then we'll have a small correction. And then the slightly higher top could be sometime in Q2 of 2026. Now, are you guys prepared for that? Are you going to have time play on your side? As long as you have a healthy relationship with your portfolio, everything should be fine. I'm super excited about the altcoin season in general because the next few months are going to be money-making times, especially the people who've been here for such a long time. We deserve this. We've been here for a great amount of time. We've been DCAing, holding the stuff that we really believe in, guys. Okay? And right now, I can tell the volatility in terms of sentiments and in terms of price movement is very high. This is a great sign, believe it or not, because the price of Bitcoin, when you look at it, you zoom out a little bit, you'll realize it's actually been doing higher highs, higher lows. Look at this. Let's go back to my Twitter again. I'm going to scroll down to one of the Bitcoin charts that I showed. Look at this. Okay, this is on the weekly candle, guys. We didn't touch the resistance level, the arch. But at the same time, if you draw a line, you can see we've been creating higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, or technically this is now higher low. It is very, very exciting. And what's even crazy is that the US is still shut down. What's going on with the next FOMC meeting? I've heard people talking about how there might be not 2, but 4 federal rate cuts this year. Guys, very, very exciting stuff. Anyways, we're going to now move on to showing you the ETH-BTC ratio. You can see right now it is up 1.26% at 0.035. Bitcoin dominance is starting to fall down. It is under 60%, which is a great sign. Others' total crypto market cap is up 1.93%. Really good. And again, I tried to show you guys here the cyclical nature. This is the ETH-BTC ratio. Okay, we touched the previous 2019 bear market levels, which kind of gave us a hint that we are still in the bear market. And this was April of this year. I'm telling you, the bull one is just starting. As crazy as I sound, you're not late. If you're watching this video right now, you are early to PulseChain. Not a lot of people know about PulseChain. There's also a lot of people that are ignoring PulseChain because they're saying, you know what, it's not a centralized exchange, it's too good to be true. I'm gonna wait until I get a confirmation that it is truly bullish, that it's not a scam. I'm gonna wait until it's on my favorite exchange, favorite centralized exchange. So it is a trade-off at the end of the day. You want to trade off gains or more certainty. It depends on your risk tolerance at the end of the day. Anyways, we're going to move on to some interesting news here. We're going to start off with PulseChain Validator saying, it's been 126 weeks since PulseChain launch. Feels like an eternity. Well, take a look at this ETH chart from 2018 to 2020. It was still 85% below its prior all-time high, 126 weeks later. The setup looks very familiar. It took another 6 months before going to new, triple underline under that, new all-time highs. Lovely, lovely spot here. Now, yes, I understand this is a different time. We're not saying that history will repeat itself, because if we're saying history will repeat itself, we're going to say that PulseChain is never, because it's going to repeat what PulseChain did last year. Therefore, we're never going to go back to newer highs. We're saying that history rhymes, right? And the whole phrase that people say, Ethereum is PulseChain's testnet. Think about that for a second. Cool stuff here. And then moving on here to the next one from KR, big shout out to him, says, breaking news, Uniswap has listed WPLS on their front end on Ethereum. Shout out to Giga the Minter for making this happen. One step at a time, we're getting somewhere only on PulseChain. By the way, big shout out to them. They do great spaces. I joined a couple of them. And then, bunch of, high value people go in those spaces. They share their thoughts. Now, don't get me wrong, then you're not going to agree with everyone with what they're saying, if whatever they're talking about PDAI and whatever, but overall it's a good place to gain people's perspective. I like that. And they're doing a strategy where they're not naming their Twitter spaces or PulseChain, right? But they do talk about PulseChain. So do you see what they're doing here now? You'll have random crypto people joining that space. And then now they're going to hear these smart people, right? Because, of course, guys, the people like KR, experienced, a bunch of other people, Giga and Panos, bunch of other people. And then now all of a sudden they're going to hear them talk about PulseChain. That's organic shilling. You don't want to go there and be like, as soon as you see someone new, be like, oh, did you hear about PulseChain? Oh, you should check this out. You should buy this. No. We want to organically grow. We don't want to sell the product. We want to let the product sell itself. You'll see. We're doing such a great job on Twitter. We're truly one of the loudest communities. Very, very exciting stuff. Now, moving on here from Peplord saying, rumor alert. Sources claim Richard Hart might actually be Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin. Why? He shows us a screenshot here. The Google search trends. Prior to April 2020, the only other interest in the term of hex crypto for UK search results was in 2009, the year Bitcoin was created. Satoshi is also rumored to be British. What does this mean? Who knew about hex crypto back in 2009? Is it Richard Hart? Is Richard Hart Satoshi? The guy who spoke about, oh yeah, I mined full Bitcoin blocks from my laptop, solo mined it. What do you guys think? Here, our friend Summit says, Richard Hart is British. Remember how he lived on top of a sandwich shop, Secret Alpha. It was actually a breakfast store in the morning. He's a tea and crumpets guy. Source, Eric Wall. Love it. Moving on here from Hex. This is one of the new people that I've seen starting to talk about Hex, adopting and, getting into the ecosystem, and he's doing his job, right? He's making these tweets. Look at this. OKX. Big shout out to OKX because I've been using their wallet. It is really beautiful. Here he says, my stablecoin is up 14% today. You can't make this stuff up. This is marketing. Right? We're not going out there to random degens on crypto and telling them, you need to have a decentralized stablecoin. Oh, there's a blacklist function. What if they don't care about that. These are not the nerds that you need to advertise these points to, right? You need to change the language. What are they actually interested? They have a pain point, right? Their pain point is, I want gains. Now, if you go to them and be like, oh, here's PulseChain. It has gains, green candles. Right? Simplify things, dumb things down, attract them with the green candles, but they'll stay for the tech. This is the story of PulseChain, guys. It's the best place. It will be the best place for meme coins, for liquidity providing, making passive income, stablecoin yields. I'll make a video on that. Building dApps. We have such great builders here. Tons of things, guys. Games, right now I think we have even X Game. I've heard of that. Shout out to them. Really great stuff. We have the smartest people. Smartest people. Now moving on here to another post from Gary Woods says, PulseChain supply is 1,000,000x that of Ethereum. Ethereum price divided by 1,000,000 is 0.00. So basically 1/3, just over 1/3 of a cent. Pulse should be 132x higher than today's price to be on par with Ethereum's price per unit. So again, within ratio. Whales that received a 2.5x multiplier airdrop needs Pulse to be 53x higher or break even if their sacrifice was Ethereum. The only way that happens is if the same whales buy up the price and successfully market the value narrative. Selling down will never recover to even for them. If you believe the OA addresses will never sell, then 13.2x higher would be even with Ethereum price per unit. 5.3x higher and holding above while they exit would be break even for whales. So really interesting mathematics there. I really do like that. Shout outs to Guy Woods, by the way. I remember he was one of the earliest people to ever give me a shout out on my videos, getting like 200 views, barely any comments. So big shout out to him. I do remember he made a tweet shouting my channel out. So yeah, there's that. Moving on now to a tweet from Richard Hart showing that he's truly changing and he's actually thinking, he's cooking in the background. With this tweet here, he says, you guys should be cutting up clips and posting them where they can benefit people. You've got years and years of great content. I'll show you an example of what I mean in a minute. Now, I was actually thinking of this. What do you guys think if I got clips of Richard Hart, right? And I turned them into shorts and I uploaded them on my YouTube video? Let me know. I should probably do this as well with my own clips, because I know with shorts you can actually reach a whole different type of audience, right? Because now you're marketing towards people with goldfish attention span, which is not a bad thing, right? It's just some people prefer longer form videos, some people prefer really short, TikTok type videos. Now, personally for me, I don't really have TikTok, but I do watch some YouTube shorts. Okay, I'm guilty of that. Choose your own poison type of thing. But yeah, no, big shout out to Richard Hart. I really do like this. Now, moving on to the article itself. OKX, this was posted, guys, 4 days ago. This is huge, man. Very, very huge. Hex, Richard, and Ethereum. How Richard Hart's illegal victory redefines crypto regulation. Right? One of the only people to beat the SEC. And we're not talking like with XRP where there was a settlement. We're talking full on beat the SEC. Honestly, it makes me super glad that I'm using OKX. It feels like it's the chosen one, you know? It feels like you're the chosen one for PulseChain. Guys, before we read this article, I just want to do a quick appreciation. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I do mean this. I'm here with, it's a great start to a weekend. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Remember, have a healthy relationship with your portfolio. Only invest with risk capital. I want you guys to enjoy the journey. Don't be just fixated on the end goal. I get it. You know, we're all here to make money, right? Crypto provides, it's this instrument that provides people to work smart, but not hard. We can buy back time, which is the only currency that doesn't inflate. But I want you guys to enjoy the journey. Learn as you go. Prioritize knowledge, and money will come afterwards, right? Network. Meet new people. You know, contribute, be part of a community. The networking effect. Trust me. All it takes is you liking my tweets, is you liking this video, commenting down below. It will, like, the YouTube algorithm will be like, okay, this guy liked it. Let me push this video to 4 other people. And those 4 other people could be new PulseChain. And I've been seeing a lot of people who are reaching out to me asking me, hey, can you get on a call? Can you tell me how I do this? What's your favorite wallets? What's the tokens that I need to look into? I'm doing my part, guys. And it's been an amazing journey. Okay, for 2 years, I've loved this journey. I've learned so much about myself, about my purpose. And now I don't believe in any coincidences because everything happened for a reason, even the price chart. What you're seeing right now might not be attractive, but it's meant to be. You're meant to be right now, right here. Anyways, we're going to move on to read the article. Here it says, Richard Hart's legal victory against the SEC, a landmark moment for crypto. True. Richard Hart, the founder of Hex, PulseChain, and PulseX, has achieved a historic legal victory against the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. A federal court dismissed all claims against Hart, citing insufficient evidence of jurisdiction, fraud, or wrongdoing. This marks the first time a Layer 1 blockchain and its founder have successfully defended themselves against the SEC, setting a significant precedent for decentralized open-source crypto projects. This case has far-reaching implications for the cryptocurrency industry, especially as regulatory scrutiny continues to intensify. Now, I've seen this a lot, and by the way, I watch like people like CoffeeZilla. Big shout out to him. You know, I watch him a lot because, in a way, I do that so I can keep myself in check. Okay, you know, just to keep it long story short, I really enjoy what he does as well. It inspires me to learn more about like chain analysis. I see him right now referring to a lot of things like CZ. You know, him being pardoned by Donald Trump, saying, "Oh yeah, crime is legal," because you know CZ got pardoned by Trump, and there's like a deal with World Liberty Finance, who that used that USD1, was it? Like there's like billions happening in the background. Now in my head, I actually do feel like CZ has done his part, right? He already paid like the 4 billion in the settlement fees. He already been in prison for like 4 months. He stepped down as a CEO of Binance. What else do you want? Okay. Anyways, that's probably for another video, but at the same time, I do hope that he makes a video talk about Richard Hart and finally correcting his statement, because CoffeeZilla at that time, he did, go after Richard Hart saying, oh yeah, look at this guy, he stole people's money, when it was a sacrifice. We all knew that it was a sacrifice. As a matter of fact, there's a petition, go Google it. There's a petition of 44 or 45,000 people that signed. I'm one of them that said, hey, we know that this was a sacrifice. We're not victims. The SEC shouldn't be charging or suing Richard Hart on our behalf when we never said anything from the start. Anyways, here we are today. Time did fly by really quickly. This case has far-reaching implications. I already read that. Let's delve into the details of this legal battle, its impact on Hex and PulseChain and its broader significance for blockchain technology. So what is Hex? A blockchain-based certificate of deposit, also known as CD. Hex is an ERC20 token, so EHEX, right? The original one. A big shout out to it. I'm super excited. This is the price of today, by the way. We are up on all Core 7. This is my favorite ecosystem, what you're seeing here in front of you, by the way. My favorite ecosystem. Take a screenshot. Let's get back to this in 30 days, okay? Let's get back to this in 30 days. Yeah. Here it says, launched in 2019, it functions as a blockchain-based certificate of deposit, enabling users to stake their tokens in exchange for higher returns. The staking mechanism incentivizes a long-term holding with rewards distributed based on the duration of staking period. Key features of Hex: staking rewards, decentralized design, inflation model. I'm going to skip all of this. I'm going to skim through the parts that we kind of already know. PulseChain, an Ethereum alternative. PulseChain, another project spearheaded by Richard Hart, was created to address some of Ethereum's limitations. As a fork of Ethereum, PulseChain aims to provide faster transactions, lower fees, and more environmentally friendly consensus mechanism. Proof of stake. Why PulseChain was created. High gas fees on Ethereum, right? That's one of the main pain points. Ethereum's network congestion and high gas fees have been a significant pain point for users. Hex's Ethereum-based version, EHEX, love this. Whoever wrote this is actually cultured. I love this. Has been particularly affected, prompting Hart to advocate for migration to PulseChain. Scalability. PulseChain introduces a more scalable Layer 1 blockchain designed to handle higher transaction volumes efficiently. Eco-friendly consensus. By adopting a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, PulseChain reduces its environmental impact compared to Ethereum's earlier proof-of-work model. PulseChain positions itself as a viable alternative to Ethereum, though it's faced scrutiny regarding its centralization and transparency. Criticism and controversy surrounding Hex and PulseChain. Both Hex and PulseChain have been polarizing projects within the crypto space. Critics have raised concerns about their sustainability, transparency, and the motivations behind their creation. Okay, look at this, guys. I want to show you guys here the validators. We got 53,000. Hold on, I actually didn't check this in a long time because the last time I checked, it was like 45. Now we have 53,000 validators. Yes, it's only printing 9.5 APR, not API, it's even better. So technically it's APR, and it costs, yeah, there you go. I think if I remember, it costs 23 or 21 million pulse to stake to become a validator, right? Yes, it's 9.51 APR, which, you know, after you take into account electricity fees, whatever, it might be just above cut even. But now imagine when Pulse 10x's, all of a sudden you've actually been making 95% APR. Imagine the price goes up by 30x. All of a sudden you've been making, you know, 270% APR this whole time, right? So if you're accumulating the unit number as opposed to the dollar value, right? Do you care more about the unit number or the dollar value? Guys, if you think in this mindset, now only apply this mindset to things that you believe in for long term. You will win with this mindset. All of a sudden, you're going to go from a squid all the way to a shark or even a whale at some point, right? Because you're reducing the projects that you have to believe in, right? Because now let's say I have a dozen or maybe half a dozen of projects. I'm going to continue DCAing into them. I don't need to DCA into a bunch more and I'm spreading myself too thin. Where if one of them did 100x, I'm not going to get meaningful gains. But because I truly believed in this, I've done so much research, I've built up theses on them, that now I'm just accumulating in those positions. All of a sudden, I don't need 1000x to make life-changing gains, to get financial freedom. All of a sudden, I just need a 50x. I just need 100x to make life-changing gains. Guys, think like a whale until you become a whale. Now, let's continue with this. Common criticism, centralization concerns. Critics argue that Hex and PulseChain are overly reliant on Richard Hart, raising questions about their decentralization. Fair enough, right? Fair enough. With the sacrificed funds, we want Richard Hart to do something with them. But do remember, no expectations. I'm just telling you guys what I'm seeing as well myself. Where a lot of people are saying, when is Richard Hart going to live stream? When is he going to live stream? I don't really need him to live stream. Okay? Think about it. If he live streams now, it's going to be diminishing returns. It has to be when the altcoin season is already rallied up. It has to be when the global macroeconomics enabling factors are in play, because that's going to act as a catalyst. So let's time it rather than rush Richard Hart to live stream. Unless it's with Joe Rogan, then let's do that ASAP. Unless if it's with Lex Fridman, let's do that ASAP. Stephen Bartlett, let's do that ASAP. It's a live stream with me. Let's do that ASAP. Transparency issues. Calls for greater transparency in fund management and distribution within these ecosystems have been persistent. Market volatility. Fair enough. Market's been very volatile. That's the price you pay for holding the best assets. I bought Hex last year not because of the price, guys. Because of its value, the future proposition. What I didn't care about today's price, guys. I know what Hex can become, so why do I care about its current price? This is one thing I don't understand with retail investors. Isn't the best time to buy something is when it's cheap? But they're here saying, "Oh, look at the chart. The chart looks bad." They want to buy when it's already in the top. That's just how it is, guys. You can't. What can we do? What can we do? I'm just going to keep continuing making these videos. Some people are just not destined to make it, guys. So please be careful, right? Financial IQ is a thing. Financial IQ. Not everyone is cut out to be a trader. Not everyone is cut out to be like an investor, for example, unless you have patience. Unless you set and forget. Right? Unless you invest with only risk capital. So you don't have to check your portfolio every single day. I don't want you guys to do that. Live your life. Enjoy the process. Enjoy life while you do this. The SEC's evolving approach to crypto regulation. The SEC's case against Richard Hart and Hex underscores the regulatory challenges faced by decentralized projects. The dismissal of the case highlights the difficulty regulators encounter in providing fraud or wrongdoing in open source decentralized system. What are you talking about, bro? Gary Gensler, he was going after everyone. Finally, he stepped down, retired. He went after Richard Hart and he called PulseX and PulseChain and Hex Richard Hart's alter egos. People donated or sacrificed. It's in the name. There was no expectations. He plastered that all around. Richard Hart also didn't target America. He was uploading videos on YouTube, which is a global algorithm. Because that was one of their points, that he targeted US investors. He did not do that. So many things, it's falling apart, guys. What are we talking about? Making it difficult? No, it's not. No, it's not. Implications of, they're saying that Hex, PulseX, and PulseChain are unregistered securities, guys. The whole Howey, is it called the Howey's law? The Howey test? You can't really apply the Howey test to crypto. That's traditional finance. It's going to fail either way as well. It is going to fail either way. Anyways, implications of the legal victory. Precedent of decentralized projects. Hart's victory sets a legal precedent that could benefit or other decentralized projects, absolutely. Regulatory challenges, industry impact, great. Richard Hart, a polarizing figure in crypto. Richard Hart is a controversial figure in the cryptocurrency world, known for his bold predictions and outspoken personality. Hart has attracted both fervent supporters and vocal critics. And this is something that Richard Hart, he admitted in a tweet. We covered that in the last video. Go check it out. Like he said, I wished I got more high quality, I appealed to more higher quality followers. He admitted this, guys. He said, like, he's saying, yes, outrage marketing is great, but it's not good for long term. You know, we want to get high quality people that truly want to stick around. Because yes, Richard Hart, he was a kind of a douche, right? In a lot of those live streams. But don't get me wrong, his message is absolutely gold, worth its weight in gold. But I liked that part of that tweet. You know, I think this newer version of Richard Hart is exactly what PulseChain needs as representative of PulseChain, you know. Community influence. Despite controversies, Hart has built a dedicated community around Hex and PulseChain, so showcasing his ability to rally support for his projects. The future of PulseChain and decentralized blockchain projects. The legal victory against the SEC is a pivotal moment for Richard Hart and his projects. It not only validates the decentralized nature of Hex and PulseChain, but also sets a benchmark for other blockchain projects navigating regulatory challenges. Key takeaways for the crypto industry. Decentralization matters. The case reinforces the importance of decentralization in protecting projects from regulatory overreach. Transparency is key. As scrutiny increases, projects must prioritize transparency to build trust with users and regulators. Innovation versus regulation. Very good, right? Very, very good. Because that's one of the main points. The downside of SEC was kind of stifling the innovation. It's like you're scaring those US or those companies that want to build their projects and host them in US soil to make US the leading country of crypto. You're making them look elsewhere. What are you doing, SEC? What are you doing? No, don't get me wrong. I'm not here trying to say legalize crime. No. But I'm just saying they went after people like, bro, that's not how it is. Like, obviously, it's a bear market. So, you know, like, it's crazy because they tweeted about when they sued Richard Hart, they tweeted about it, but they didn't sue FTX. They didn't tweet about FTX when that whole thing happened. It's crazy. Crazy stuff. They just pick and choose. That ain't good, guys. That ain't good. There's even rumors that Richard Hart might sue back the people that voted, right? Because there was, there's a chairman of SEC, and then there's obviously the people who vote. I don't know how many people there were, but Richard Hart was trying to figure out who was the person who voted to go after me so I can sue them back, right? Because they actually did a lot. They manipulated the market, guys. You understand, in 2023, I think it was around June or July, when they announced that they're going after Richard Hart, the chart dumped because of them. Ironically, even though, they're the SEC, right? They're going after people who are doing pump and dumps. But what they did is they created the dump. What are you doing? Doing that on our behalf. I sacrificed myself. I sacrificed in PulseX, and I'm here telling you, I'm not a victim. Innovation versus regulation. The balance between fostering innovation and ensuring compliance will shape the future of blockchain technology. As the crypto industry evolves, the lessons from Richard Hart's legal battle will likely influence how projects are designed, governed, and regulated. Whether you're a developer, investor, or enthusiast, this case serves as a reminder of the complexities and opportunities in the world of decentralized finance. Lovely, lovely article. Thank you very much to who wrote this. Is there a name? Newsfeeder, I guess. No name, unfortunately, but yeah, no, thank you very much. Like, OKX, shout out to you guys, man. It's currently my favorite wallet to use on PulseChain. Really excited, guys, for the future, honestly. I want to hear your thoughts down in the comment below. Do remember, you can share this video with Crypto Bros. It helps boost this video in the YouTube algorithm. Big shout out to the man above. Trust in the process, trust in God, and I'll see you in the next one.